Aloha everybody and welcome to the extra video of Mega Man 11. There's a few features of this game I haven't shown you yet.
The reactor's running unusually well today. We can create items for fewer bolts than usual.
Okay, Mega.
Sometimes when you play Mega Man 11, depending on the day that you play, Dr. Light's lab has the opportunity to have a discount so that you can buy E-tanks, lives, parts, and everything else for much cheaper. So that really just changes depending on what day you play the game. After you defeat Dr. Wily and get the end credits, you can save over your file, and then Dr. Light's lab will have two new parts that you can buy. The Awakener chip, which allows you to have infinite weapon energy, so you can cast, Pile Driver, Bounce Ball, Tundra Storm as long as you want. You'll never run out. And you can also buy the Cooling System Infinity, which allows you to use speed and power gear as long as you want. So after you beat the game, you have to reach the end credits. You're not going to get that earlier than that. You can get those two parts, and then you can just completely break the game and be unlimited anything. You can just be in slow mode the entire time with speed gear. You can just constantly spam Tundra Storm and use it as a screen nuke, and nothing's gonna drain. You'll just have infinite energy for as long as you want, so how about that? If you're playing the game on superhero mode, which is the hardest difficulty in the game, it's mostly the same aside from, obviously the enemy balancing. But when you get to Dr. Wily's final level in the Gear Fortress, you find this. Yeah, there's a Yasichi just before Dr. Wily, even though weapon energy recharges in between levels, so it's kind of unnecessary, especially with this very, very short level where, you just ride a few conveyors and then you find the Yasichi. But there is a Yasichi, which is a Capcom item that has shown up in many games, whether it was Phoenix Wright, whether it was Street Fighter. It's in a lot of Capcom titles. It was in Mega Man 1, after all. And you can find it in superhero mode for Mega Man 11. But, extra modes! Let's take a look at that. Because here we have a whole bunch of challenges that I haven't shown off yet, as well as the gallery. The gallery is your ticket to look at every single character model in the game, as well as their name and bio, in case you were curious about all of the enemies in the game. Metal, Metul, Mets, Hard Hats, whatever. Fucking love Anti-Yeti. Batons, you got K-drones, because of course Dr. Wily needed to make drones. It's the hip new thing. Well, technically it's the retro thing, because this is 20XX. But it's good. I like having this close-up view of all of the character models, because then you can see their fun little cell shading, the great anime art style, and the cute little animations that they have. They have, all the enemies in the game have this cute, dopey look to them, and they... Oh god, scrap. These are dead robots in Acid Man stage. Apparently robots fell into the chemical mixtures and they're just floating through the tubes and stuff. So, you're actually dodging, dead Metuls and dead, enemies as you're going through Acid Man stage. When you look at it from a robot's point of view, this is actually kind of gruesome. We got nice Arc Weldy, Kui Ichiro, Kui Jiro, and Kui Saburo, who make up Impact Man, the robot master we all know all too well. It's just nice. It's just very cute to see all these, oh, and the mini-bosses as well. The Rastafarian reggae master guy. It's fantastic. It doesn't tell you what the weaknesses of any of the enemies are. That stuff you'll have to experiment with on your own. But, again, it's just nice to have bios for every single enemy in the game, to be able to look up at their models real close up. And you can also look at the bios for the Robot Masters. Keep in mind the manufacturer at the very bottom. I didn't mention them in the bios when I was going through the playthrough, except for Tundra Man, because, like I said, Tundra Man was actually built by Dr. Cossack, or an employee at Cossack Robot Laboratories. So that's kind of fun, but with the Robot Masters and the other bosses, you can actually play their voice clips, which is something you can't do with the regular enemies because they don't really have voice clips, really. So if you want to cycle through every single line that the characters have, you can. The fun thing about Mega Man 11 is that they actually randomize what their opening line and ending lines are going to be. They have 3 death cries, and they have 3 intro statements. So it's not always the same thing every time you take on a boss, which is kind of fun. Let's take a listen to Dr. Wily's voice acting, why not?
This is just the beginning! Genius prevails! The time of reckoning has come! Try this then! I'm not done with you yet! Next! Power is all! Cower! Attack! Fire! Surrender! Ha! Fa! Hyper cool! Ready to power! Yes! Flee! I've waited for this! No way out! Wily always wins! Wily always wins! Wily always wins!
You have a foggy memory, Dr. Wily. A very foggy memory. So anywho, folks, now for the main course of the video, the challenges. And oh my god, there are a lot of challenges in Mega Man 11. They have the usual stuff you would have seen with Mega Man 9 and 10. We have time attack, and there are medals for every single challenge. So, you know, it shows on the right what you need to accomplish in order to get a bronze, silver, or gold. I've gotten a lot of golds, let me tell you. You can fight every single mini-boss, every single boss. You can do a time attack for every single stage. There is a boss rush you can do, which is basically just Wily 3 without the level at the beginning of the capsule room. And now we have these individual challenges, which I didn't want this video to be super long, so I only really tackled 3 of them. But there's Jump Saver, where you have to go through a level jumping as few times as possible. And you have to jump a certain amount to get the gold medal. And now we have the Buster Breakdown level, which is something I'm going to play for you right now, where the object of the challenge is to try and reach the end using your weapons as few as possible. So you'll see at the top right, there's a counter. I'm at 0 right now because I haven't fired a single shot. This counts towards all of your weapon energy. It does not count towards Rush Jet. It does not count towards Rush Coil. So you can use Rush as often as you want, but if I want to get the gold medal for Acid Man stage with this challenge, I can only use my Mega Buster, I can only use my weapons a total of 20 times. If I go over 20, then I do not get the gold medal. So I gotta dodge these enemies really carefully, and I gotta do a pacifist run. Yes, I do. Well, as close to pacifist as I can. There is a mini-boss in every single stage, so at some point you are going to have to fight something. You can't just talk it out with the mini-boss. This isn't Undertale. Oh no, he mentioned Undertale. Oh, cringe! It's just a boss rush song, guys. Calm down. But, yeah. I like this level. I like going through these pipes and dodging all of the scrap metal guys and the spikes and stuff and not using my Mega Buster, and, it's really, really fun, let me tell you. Again, I can only do 3 challenge levels for this video because there's one for every single level in the game, you know? There's one for the 8 Robot Master stages, the 2 Wily Gear Fortress stages, so that's 10 challenges per activity. 10 challenges for, you know, the jumping one, the Buster Breakdown one, the Score Attack one, you know? If I was doing every single gold medal challenge in Mega Man 11, this playthrough would be going on all the way till, like, February of 2019, you know? I have been trying to get golds in my spare time, and even I haven't gotten every single gold medal, just because I haven't had that much time with Mega Man 11 to attempt every single challenge. But hopefully you've seen that I've done every single time attack, I've done every single boss in the playground, I've done the boss rush, and I'm just doing a whole bunch of stuff here and there, you know. Also, I want to apologize for Part 6 a little bit, because when I was talking about the Wily Castle and how it was easier than Mega Man 9 and 10's, I made the incorrect statement that most Wily Castles, if not all Wily Castles, do not let you go back to the shop and recharge energy in between stages. But that's not been the case for pretty much every Mega Man game that wasn't 8-bit. That wasn't the case for 7, 8, Mega Man and Base, or Mega Man Powered Up. All 4 of those games, you could go back to the shop, you could play another stage if you so desired, when you were in between the castle stages. So I apologize for that. The one thing worth noting about that, though, of those 4 games, only one of them has energy tanks and weapon tanks, and that was Mega Man 7. Mega Man 8 did not have energy tanks. Mega Man and Base did not have energy tanks. Mega Man Powered Up did not have energy tanks. So I feel like that design was just to facilitate the ease factor of it, because they didn't give you any healing supplies, any recharge weapons. So I feel like that's why that design mentality was there. And I was just making a comment on how Mega Man 10's castle is really easygoing and chill. And it completely popped out of my head that, oh, Clement, there's been a ton of games where you can go back to the shop and go play another level in between castle stages. So my apologies. I did not mean to have misinformation. My brain was going somewhere else, you know. Score attack is something I didn't want to show off just because it's encouraged that you spend a lot of time in a stage. You have an 8-minute time limit for every single challenge. And I generally hang out and kill a whole bunch of baddies in one spot in order to get my score up, and that'd be kind of boring to watch. So instead I'm going to be doing the Balloon Challenge here in Tundra Man stage. And the Balloon Challenge is really, really fun, but it's also really, really hard depending on the level, because, oh man, the later levels, like Wily's Castle and Tundra Man stage, can just be a son of a bitch. But basically, whenever you're in a screen, you have to destroy every single blue balloon. And you have to dodge all of the red balloons. If you hit a red balloon, you get 10 seconds added to your timer, and you have to make a certain time limit in order to get a gold medal, as well as make the leaderboards. So it's very, very specific platforming while being really fast. And you have to kill the blue balloons, because if you do not destroy the blue balloons, if you try moving on to the next screen, it will penalize you for every single blue balloon that you missed out on. It will actually add time to your score if you missed some along the way. So it's very important that you get every single blue balloon along the pathway, or it will cost you dearly, let me tell you. There are some challenges I still haven't gotten the gold medal on with the balloon mode, because Wily Fortress number 1, Gear Fortress number 1, holy Christ, that one's hard. I just got a silver for that the last time I attempted it, and it was just like, ugh. So some of these will definitely test your skill as a Mega Man player. You know, I can complain that, like, the Wily Castle's pretty easygoing and it gives you weapon energy in between and stuff, but the real meat and potatoes of Mega Man, you want to really prove how awesome you are and show how big your dick is. Your Mega Buster is, if you will. Try getting a gold medal on every single challenge in Mega Man 11. Just like Mega Man Powered Up, it is a task and a half, and it will take you a lot of time. Because again, there's like 10 challenges per section, because 10 levels. And Balloon, Buster Breakdown, Score Attack, Jump Saver. There's so many things in Mega Man 11 to take your time up. You'll be playing Mega Man a lot if you do all the challenges. Admittedly, you don't get anything for doing all the challenges, which kind of sucks. It's not like you unlock an extra character like Mega Man Powered Up, where supposedly if you didn't want to download Proto Man off of the PlayStation Network, you could unlock Proto Man by doing all of the challenges in Mega Man Powered Up. But no such thing in Mega Man 11. If you get all the gold medals, it's just really bragging rights, and it's just your leaderboard scores, so everyone can view that. And the good thing about the leaderboards, just like with Mega Man 9 and 10, you can rewatch any leaderboard in the game, and you can see how all the pros are doing it. You can see how all the pros are getting their top scores, and it's really fascinating to watch those clips. In fact, spoiler, you're actually watching my replays, if you notice in the bottom right corner how there's a play button. Look, it was either I do it legit and just play it all over again, or I just play my replay because I've already done it. I'm busy. I don't want to waste time with fuck-ups. I just want to show you the challenges. This is Metal Collector, this challenge. Basically, you have 8 icons that you need to collect throughout the level, and if you don't collect them, well then you don't finish the challenge. And they all have icons of Mega Man with blue hair. I had this discussion on Twitter a little bit. I was thinking about what I said with Dr. Cossack in Tundra Man stage, and I looked up some of the old concept art of Dr. Cossack, where actually he did have blonde hair. It's just later, with like the anniversary collections, the complete works editions of Mega Man, that's when they gave him brown hair. So, like, in old art he has blonde hair, nowadays he has brown hair, and, you know, his NES sprite has blonde hair, so maybe that is Dr. Cossack at the very intro of the game. I don't know. But it made me think of how, like, Mega Man has different colored hair throughout the series. Like, in the 8-bit games, whenever he's in a cutscene with text, he has blue hair. In Mega Man 8, in this, he has black hair. In Mega Man Powered Up, he had brown hair. So, you know, it's whatever the developers decide. They can just completely change the look of a character just like that. So yeah, with this challenge, you're just making it so that you have to collect all the medals along the way. Sort of like Diddy Kong Racing, if you remember the silver coin challenge, where, like, just because you got first place in the race, it doesn't matter because you have to collect all the silver coins along the way. It's basically just that. So you have to find Mega Man, Dr. Light, Roll, Eddie, Beats, Otto, and that's all there is to it, folks. That's all there is to it. But I like when developers mix up with the character designs of the characters. I love the new outfits in Mega Man 11. Can I say that? Because I haven't talked about that yet. I love Roll's new hoodie design with her, like, the pockets that she can have. That is an amazing cosplay outfit. And if I was a girl, I would absolutely want to cosplay as Roll, because that looks like a fantastic outfit. I love what they did with Dr. Wily. I love that they made him wear a black shirt this time around instead of a white shirt. And, like, the inside of his cape has purple in it. The inside of his lab coat, rather, has purple in it, which is so familiar of, like, Mega Man 8's design when he had that big purple cape. And I like the mixing of classic Wily with Mega Man 8 Wily. I think that's such a good look for Dr. Wily, and that's pretty awesome. They didn't really change up Dr. Light and Mega Man too much. They still look pretty much identical, but what they did with Roll, what they did with Dr. Wily, I love it. With Mega Man 11. It's so fantastic. Ugh. I love this new game. I love it to death. So yeah, those are the challenges. If you get Mega Man 11, you can tackle them yourselves. They are very, very fun. But there is one challenge above all the others that is really, really, really tough. And you actually get a PlayStation trophy, an Xbox achievement for completing it. And, I think it's something I have to conquer as well. So come back next time, folks, because I'm going to conquer Dr. Light's trial.